build similar to Jessup's. It's got 2 cards in the main deck different, 1 card in the sideboard different. I have not tested Jessup's build at all, so like I'm not saying these are the correct choices. But my friend who's currently X1 and X at the... There's a fly in my room. What the heck? Get out of here, fly. X1 and X currently at the SCGA Open. It is a team event. I don't know his personal record, but he cut 1 Gearhulk and 1 commit for the Karn and Shaylee? I don't know how you pronounce her name. I'm going to say Shaylee. And he said they were performing well for him, so I figured we'd give it a try because I actually think Shaylee's pretty good. I think the red decks and the green decks and things of that nature are going to be playing more cards that can kill a Lyra because Lyra is just so very powerful. So I like having a couple ways that can give her hexproof while having a big butt that can block as well. I don't actually know what his sideboard is, so I'm just running Jessup's sideboard, except I took out 1 Teferi for another Voice of Plenty. And I don't know if that's right. I actually probably think it's wrong. I think Teferi is just absurd. I think Teferi is just such a ridiculous card, and I feel really bad for cutting it. Shayla? Shayla, okay. Shayla. I can remember Shayla. Yeah, Foul Fire is a real card and will at least be in mono red sideboards. But I think that card is insanely good, but that's one of the main reasons that I want these 2 Shaylas. These 2 Voice of Plenties. Just a little extra protection for the Lyra itself, but it also pumps Lyra, which could matter. Alright, this hand's insanely good. And by insanely good, I mean like it's above average good. We have 2 Tricksters and we have a history. So we are going to be trying to give our opponent a history lesson here, which is kind of neat. Or Shula? Shula. I'm just going to call it Voice of Plenty. Alright, we're in. It's called Voice of Plenty from now on. Don't you question me. No. That could be bad. I say opponent, you will not have negate. Wizard's Retort? Is that good with a wizard? I don't know. You guys tell me. Inquiring minds need to know. What is this nonsense? I'm definitely not counterspelling that. We have a history lesson to give our opponents, so we're not worried about saving our merfolk when there's history lessons to be giving out. I'm Professor Searsist. Ready to rock. Professor Searsist doing the nasties. By the way, if anybody locally has one of this token to trade, I would be interested, since I cannot afford the unglued. Giving our opponents a history lesson. Oh yeah, a history lesson. Alright, I'm gonna play this thing. If they counterspell it, we know we don't have to worry about a Settle the Wreckage, and if they don't counterspell it, we're gonna do them nasty this turn. Sweet. Oh, what a fun card this is. Does our opponent not know that that's a wizard? Our opponent doesn't, whatever. You know what I'm saying. Please, oh opponent, don't play Settle the Wreckage into Fumigate. That would be bad for me. I cast Counterspell in Standard. It's fun. Both teams played hard. Both teams played hard. Don't have another. They have another, we're just dead. Dead Areno. Alright, they're not even going to bluff another. I love it when they don't bluff another, because that is very likely something I may have played around. JK, we drew another one of these. We just wasn't playing around it. We would have flashed into Merfolk and like attacked with 3 of the things and left a 1 dude back, so like a cast out would have saved him probably. but that's okay. History lessons have been given. I feel like I'm going to want all of these. Hey, Obdixilus, I've seen you around, but thank you for the follow. I don't know if I saw you in my chat, but I've definitely saw you in other people's chats. So you are definitely a Twitch mainstay, but highly appreciate the follow. I kind of want these Forsake the Worldlies because we've already saw Silhouette and we can presumably think that they're going to have like some cast outs and stuff, but let's see what we don't want first. Maybe we can shave. We're going to shave our 2 settles for sure. I don't know about these Silhouettes. Like, they feel like they do something, but I don't know if our opponent's on like an approach creature-ish plan, or whether he's just kind of like our deck, but like with a worse draw. I'm not actually sure which he is. I think I'm going to keep a couple of Silhouettes just in case. I'll cut some of these Walking Ballistas. I'll cut all of these Walking Ballistas. I probably shouldn't keep these Silhouettes. It's probably just wrong. Sorry that I've not looked at the chat for the last couple of minutes. Whatever. I'm going to get rid of you two. So this is one of the problems with taking out commit. Now that we don't have the extra gear hook and the extra commit in our sideboard, like, we have to be a lot more careful about how we sideboard. And that's what I was saying prior to us starting the game, that I think like cutting these 2 cards from the main deck puts us at a serious weakness versus certain things. Hopefully we don't have to worry too much about that, but we're going to find out. I'm just going to run it like this. Anyway, let's read the chat. Yeah, I knew I saw you around. You're all over. Hey, Lucas, welcome to the chat. Do any of these blue-white flash, blue-white control decks? Like, they don't all do. Some of the control or the approach decks do. Like the approach or the blue-white decks can win in either this style. They can win just with big gear hooks and lyras and stuff. There's a Metallurgic Summonings brew out there that runs Karns in the main deck. We're going to keep this hand. It's pretty good. There's some approach builds. Like, Teferi has just made people go nutty on trying different blue-white builds. And I can't blame them, because this card is ridiculous. I'm also pretty obsessed with giving people history lessons, though, so like I can't say anything negative about that card. History lessons are the best lessons to give opponents. Colorless land for the second land of the game is pretty good. I don't think they have anything on 3 I care about too much, so I'm just going to go ahead and play my duel. But I do appreciate the follow. Alright, was I wrong? I was not wrong. I wouldn't have wasted our 1 negate on that spell. We gotta save the negate to try to beat a Teferi. Or maybe even a Karn. No! That's actually not too bad. He had to use that on half of our card. How good does that feel? Alright, so we're actually going to have a decision to make now. Do we just jam Karn and hope they don't have Teferi? Or do we keep Negate up and play Trickster? I think I'm just going to play Karn. Because the second Teferi is better than the first Teferi anyway, typically. So like if we make them blow a negate on this card, and then they untap and play Teferi and do something with Teferi, they're less likely to have the negate for our Teferi. So we get to kind of like just play our Teferi and tick their Teferi down. Yes, you can flash in search with Wrath. It's what they refer to as neat in the business. Because it is all sorts of neat. It's just all sorts of neat. I like how I didn't even look at what my opponent gave us. I was like, I don't care. It doesn't matter. This thing's just ticking up until I decide it's ticking down. I honestly didn't even look. How bad is that of me? What if, like, there was a card over there that said, you win the game? Which there's not, even in the deck, but who knows. So I don't want to just play Teferi and open counterspell mana. I'm going to play a Wrath this turn and make him react to it, and then I'm going to play Teferi. And then we're potentially going to dance like there's no tomorrow. Yeah. Sure. You've spent 2 cards to destroy our history lesson now. Yes, you can flash in Planeswalkers. The one negative to flashing in Planeswalkers is you can't activate them that turn. Which is a real thing to not be able to activate them on that turn, but like getting them in around counter spells and stuff gives you some like neat play patterns and stuff that you can do. Alright, so he's down to 1 mana. If he has Spell Pierce, he just has Spell Pierce. We're certainly not playing around the Spell Pierce. Okay, opponent's done. He didn't even wait to see Teferi, he's just done. He's like, wait, somebody's tapping a lot of mana in their main phase. That's kind of a weird concession, though, because he's got to search for Azcanta out. And if we don't have a card as powerful as Teferi, like, he's not very far behind this game. He's like 1 cast out from being caught up. If we're just like tapping out for Dawnbringer or something here, you know, like, he can easily win this game. But whatever. Opponent mulliganed that game and had kind of a poor draw, and we won the dice roll and had a really good draw game 1. But anyway, we have given our opponent a history lesson. The history lesson, by the way, I can't take credit for. That's Dave C's terminology for it, and I think it's hilarious. Right, Alfredo Torres generally plays aggressive decks. I don't think we can keep this hand. Besides knowing, like, assume we don't know that we're playing versus Alfredo. Like, this hand's probably not good enough anyway. Alright, this hand's good enough, but it's obviously not good. We can't cast a spell in our hand, but we can't keep mulliganing. Hey, Dong, what's up? Look around you, war is coming. Is that the text on the card or something? Did I update this? I don't feel like I updated this. I did not update that. Thank you, Alan, for showing me that I'm too stupid to do my job. Alright, let's solve this before we play. This top one works, but this second one, I'll fix it right now. Copy, add, boom. Alright, fixed. So both of the links should work from now on. You can like retype it if you want a better view of it. Anyway, we're going to keep this hand, and we're going to put any non-land on the bottom. And hey, at some point maybe we'll hit our lands. And as I said, he typically plays aggressive decks. Part 1. we need about 2 more of those parts. Interesting. Let's see if he attacks into the Trickster. I'm pretty sure you have to attack into the Trickster. I will tap you because it's fun. Get out of here, Beaumont Purrier. Alright, sweet. It's looking like we're getting to cast something else. I'm not blocking, so we're definitely attacking. I think they'll have to change quite a bit. Well, I think the flash builds will have to change quite a bit. I think the control builds are legit. The flash builds, I think, are a good week 1 deck, but like anytime you build a deck like a flash build or deck, that you're gonna have to put a lot of work into like tuning it out and stuff. Or tuning it out's not the right word, is it? Fleshing it out. Maybe that's the right word. Like, it's got so many 4-ofs right now that it feels to me like it's hard to imagine that it needs all of these 4-ofs. That's kind of what I'm trying to say. I'm just saying it like really, really, really poorly. And things like that are going to be very dependent on how good it is in the end, I think. Alright. So we really, really hope our opponent doesn't have a Lightning Striker and a Braid here, but I think the decks are very good. Please no? Please no, opponent. You got us. Alright, looks like we're trying to block now. Well, unfortunately, we missed our land, so Lyra can't come do the dirty. He could have Murderous Redcap. We can't just assume the game's over if we hit land. I think I'm willing to throw this away for... no, I'm not willing to throw this away for Harvester. Let's see what opponent has here. But no, if we hit lands, we're not in too bad a shape. There's a Tweety Bird. No Red Caparino, please. Or, sorry, no Murder Boat. That's what I'm trying to say. No Murder Boat. One time. Murder Boat and we're super dead. Oh, that's a Hazoret. We're just super dead anyway. Unless he makes a very medium attack. I guess we're just blocking with Lyra then? Or not Lyra, but, Captain? Maybe we do just block with Lyra. We have 2 of them. We can't really beat this card. There's only 1 card in our entire deck that deals with this. Do I just gain 5 life? I'm just going to gain 5 life. This feels horrible. That feels horrible, but like maybe it'll make him overextend in a manner with the Rekindling Phoenix. That's a Pia. That's not good for us either. Because now that makes Lyra not be able to block. So I don't think we're dead, but we're hurt. We're about as hurt can be hurt at the moment. So he's going to sack this, I assume, and say that this probably can't block. What? Why is he tapping 1 more mana? Oh, he's not going to let this block either, so am I just dead? 5, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yep, I'm just dead. Okay. Yep, I wasn't paying attention to how much he was attacking with, but that's fine. Like I said, that's pretty rough. And this is one of the reasons. The only way we can get rid of Hazard in our decks are Sillaways. Maybe I'm not supposed to block with Lyra. Maybe I'm supposed to block with the Wrath, then attack with Lyra and play Karn and try to hit like running Sillaways or something. But that just doesn't seem realistic. Anyway, so I think this card's good in this match, and I think these are good in this match, and I think the Settle's good in this match. I believe Fumigates are a little bit too slow, and a lot of their cards come back from the graveyard regardless. Cards that I typically cut in matches like this, I typically cut the counter spells, because I feel like you're just tapping out your mana most every turn. I'm going to cut this Karn as well, because Teferi's actually an answer to Phoenixes and stuff, but it could just be wrong to take these out. In fact, I'm just not going to take those out. I'm going to leave those in and take out some ballistas. Tricksters only kill him if I can also block him for 4 damage. So Trickster's only killing him if I have multiple creatures in play. Trickster would have killed him while I had Lyra in play. But, yeah. That is a good point, that Trickster is good versus him. But I'm talking about, like, clean answers. Alright, well, this hand's pretty bad, but we're going to keep this hand too. I typically cut Teferi, but, like, the better players that I've saw streaming this deck leave Teferi in because it's one of the only answers you have to, like, a Resolved Chandra, for example. Like, the only answers we have to a Resolved Chandra in the entire deck is a Teferi and our one commit. Or being able to attack it, of course. But typically I don't like the 5 mana do very little card. You can't just win a game though. Hopefully we'll be able to give an opponent a history lesson here. They don't have a whole lot of X ones. They only have like the 2 usually. He didn't attack. I don't know if he F6 through that or if he's actually playing around Silhouette. Alright, well, no magic to be played, so that's fine. I feel like he F6 that attack. There's just no way you play around Silhouette. Yeah. You just F6 that attack. There's just no way that he was going to do that. Of course, now he actually gets to resolve a spell by doing this, so. Let's start with that one. Preserve our life total as much as we can. I will not play history even if I find a land. I'm just going to cast the other Silhouette. We have to get rid of this at some point. Never mind. Looks like, looks bad for the home team. Really? You took that instead of history? Rip. There is 26 lands in this deck, so who knows? And that's game. We can't come back from this. It'll ultimate before we can kill it, even if we hit the land. Well, I guess that's not necessarily true. We can commit it and then do something on a later turn, maybe? No, there goes the one commit in our entire deck. Oh, they took a history? That feels really good that he took a history. It feels like we have outs now. I don't know what these outs are, but it feels like we have outs. We'll let him draw the card, then we'll go ahead and bounce it. And hope that nothing too brutal happens. I think we could have won last game had we not missed a land drop. Yeah. What did he tap 2 mana for? Did he pump? Okay, he pumped something. Sure. That's unfortunate. One of our 3 settles would be nice. So we're probably just dead on board because I assume he's got a murder boat. Yep. Rip. I feel like this deck's kind of weak to those decks. I feel like to be powerful versus those decks, we need some Fopter Arrests and some cast outs. We didn't get to play Magic, but like I don't feel like a favorite in that match, even if we do get to play Magic. I feel like a lot of things have to go right, like one of them being a turn 1 authority, drawing a settle at some point in the game. Maybe we sideboarded wrong, though. Like I said, I'm not sold on Teferi. It's just we only have one way in the entire deck to get rid of a Chandra, and that's like the card that scares me the most out of their deck. So, or only one way if we cut the Teferis. And Teferi does have some synergies with Wizard's Retort and like Seal Away. Alright, lost to Dashro. We're playing versus Fatty, Mob, Bringer, PR. And we have a reasonable hand. 3 CIP lands, which suck, but it's better than not having lands. We do have a history. There's the lessons that we can give. Hey, Doretti. No, just. You could very, very well be true, Soapy. I by no means am like saying that this is the exact 75s that someone should play or anything. I think it's a fun deck. Like, I think this is a very fun deck, and I think it's good. I don't know that it's tier 1, but I think it's good. So it's a black-white deck? Is this just tokens that we're paired versus? Tokens could be a rough one. Especially without cast outs and stuff. Alright, not tokens. They could be playing that weirdish combo one, though. What do you do again? Can attacker block unless a dude has died? Well, we don't need a dude dying. These probably is some kind of token deck. He could be the combo-ish deck, which would probably be very good for us. Against us, rather, not for us. Would probably be very good for him. We got a couple hard counter spells though, and we got to commit. This is game 1, so those cards have to be pretty relevant versus him. So he has nothing. Interesting. Proceed to give opponent a history lesson. Hope that he doesn't have a start to finish here. If he does play start to finish, I may actually Wizard's Retort it. Fungal. I don't want to counterspell that. Fine. You can have your Fungal. If he sacks this to make this block, he's got a second Fungal? Ugh. Alright, well this turn went very poorly. This turn went very poorly. And a Fatal Push, wow. Alright. Back to square 0. Opponent's in the lead. I may just bounce this Bontu. It's not doing anything. Maybe I shouldn't bother. Man, I don't want him to have that card either. Step 1, counterspell all the things. Basically counterspell that because I think he's going to miss his land drop if I do. I think it's valuable enough if he's missing his land drop to do it. Fungal. I do not want a fungal infection there at all. I guess I just don't want a fungal infection ever, but that's beside the point. What are you playing this time? You're scrying, And you're losing a life and gaining a life. Deal. He put on top of his library. That's unfortunate. Opponent is not ghosting because he chose to play around something that's not in their hand. It's a history. Giving opponents history lessons. Still have counterspell up. And by counterspell, I mean cancel. Don't you dare kill my knight again. Thank you. So what is the card he left on top? It's probably that land since he was missing land drops. But why does he want that land? That was a no balls play. Which play? Which play was the no balls play? No. Stop it. Get. Eeyore, love you. I have an Eeyore stuffed animal right behind me. Oh, him. He was the one with the no balls play. Gotcha. Thought you were saying I did something scared. I was like, I generally don't play scared, but... Oh, it's a Silhouette. What fun. Oh my god. You have an Eeyore emote? Eeyore. Alright, get out of here. This isn't going particularly well. Don't tell anybody. They might not notice. Huh. Ha 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 ha. I kind of want to spin the wheels. How bad is it to spin the wheels here? Oh, it's got all sorts of mana now. We wouldn't be able to cast anything. Feels really bad to spin the wheels this turn. It doesn't feel super bad to spin them next turn because next turn we can like draw a Wizard's Retort. Another nice. But it feels really bad to spin this turn. That's not good for us. That's going to make it really hard. We're going to have to find some of our flyers. Maybe he'll make the mistake and attack with the Bantu. Red Rover, send that Bantu to Glorified on over. What? 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 No! No! This is sweet. No, because I'm probably going to go, Duretti. Probably just going to go and quit Magic. Alright, wheels be spun. Oh god, we drew trash too. This isn't good. So he's got some manas to do some things. Oh, we're just gonna hold up our Wizard's Retort and hope that it doesn't get too bad. It's kind of insane here that like his 7/6 is just getting ready to plow me for 7 damage. Because like I can't counterspell a removal spell here. Please let me block. Whew. Flashing Karn's not that great because you miss a trigger, but we can like Wrath into History of Banala. What is this thing? You're tapping so much mana. No. Just no. Get. Stop that. That's so much mana. Alright, we need our cards. See what card we get before we decide whether we're playing History or Wrath. We're getting a Merfolk Trickery is what we're getting. Probably going to play the Wrath then. Next turn we're hopefully getting a Teferi. He gave me the Teferi! Oh my god, what's going on? What does our opponent have that a Teferi is what he can give me? The Teferi. The Teferiest of Teferis. What does our opponent have that he can give me that card? That scares me more than anything. Is it just like random discard spell? That's Gaunty. Alright, you can have Gaunty. What can our opponent have that this card is better in our hand than this card? Mind blown. Alright, then that's a good card. A good card that is probably very soon to be shuffled back into his deck. I think you can still just like contempt a 2/2, right? Alright, well let's see what's going on here. Well I'm playing this. That's easy. If I tick it up, I get to draw a card and play both of these. If I tick it down, I get to get rid of this and only play this. I think I'm going to tick it down. I'm actually going to leave Wrath on defense too, in case this goes really bad. It's pretty expensive. It cost me like $310 to rent what I didn't own of it, and I own a fairly good portion. Do you like this version better than Approach? Probably better than Approach, yes. Better than just blue-white control? Probably not. So our Teferi could be dead now. Wouldn't like to see that happen. Alright. So far so good. Teferi's still doing Teferi things. Nice. Teferi not dead. But yeah, this deck's pretty expensive. We have Karns, Teferis, and Lyras. And Histories. Alright, so let's start with Teferi. Because that's the easiest decision. That's a counterspell. Do we want to get a Merfolk Trickster? I don't think so. I think I just want more things. Oh, cool. I get a Merfolk Trickster anyway. I don't know everything to top 8'd. I know Blue-White Autumn Lily played Blue-White Control and top 8'd. It was a really sweet list. If I hadn't already promised I was going to play this list tonight, we'd probably be playing it. And the guy who beat her was playing Mono Green Whoop Ass, which is really nice. He lost in the finals, though. I don't know what beat him. I don't know the other 6 decks. We'll know about 11 Eastern tomorrow is when they get posted. Some cyber sleuths might be able to do, give you more information than that by like looking around on Twitter or just like looking at replays. But unfortunately, I can't do any of that. You can only look at the replays if you were in the event, and I didn't play the event. When Hodgepodge logs on later, we might be able to talk him into figuring it out for us, which would be kind of sweet. Alright. But those are the only 2 decks I know. I'm sorry that I can't provide you with more information. Alright, so this is Bantu again. I think Bantu again is a good enough card to counterspell for. I think I'm actually going to save this Merfolk Trickster too. Target reveals their hand. Alright, JK. We're not saving the Merfolk Trickster. JK, not saving the Merfolk Trickster. Well, we wanted to save it. The one bad thing about putting the Bantu here is because he has this card, he can always get the Bantu back, and he has enough mana to get it back and play it in the same turn. Or he's just going to cast a big dog. The big dog likes to hunt. It's going to put us back to 10, I guess. Wait. Did he just deal a point of damage to himself? That doesn't work like that, right? Okay, yeah, that doesn't work like that. I was right, thank goodness. Alright. So, start by taking this up. There's a Wrath, so the Wrath's the best thing we can get over there, so there's no reason to Wrath over there. So we're getting a Walking Ballista and or a Silhouette here. We'll take our Silhouette. And we'll attack with the Mac lady. Choo choo! Here comes an angel. Oh, apparently F6, but our opponent's hellbent, so it's irrelevant. You're supposed to tap 2 of your lands with this trigger on the stack if you've not tapped lands. But yeah, like I said, I'll get it for you in 1 moment, Soapy Josh. She puts on a really good stream. She's been playing Blue-White Flash a lot lately, though, so I was kind of surprised that she just went Blue-White Control for the PPTQ. I don't know. She might even be logged on right now. I have no idea. Let's check and see if she's even online. Because, like, people could be watching her instead of me if she is. She's a wonderful personality. A good Magic player as well. She is not online. The Buttons is, though. Alright, so opponent gets to get one of our cards here. No problem at all. Definitely don't mind to shout out quality people whenever I can. But unless they hit something wonderful with the card they get from us of this Gonti, we're just going to win because of the Wrath into getting our Walking Ballista back. But they could get one of our counter spells. Ooh, a Silhouette. How dare you, opponent? Silhouette can only be used on tapped creatures. Oh, you're home already, Rob? Welcome back into town. I didn't know you were home already. No worries, Captain. No worries. These are all new cards, and I'm glad that you're even trying to point out something that I might have not realized as well. So this is one of the cool interactions with this card. So we'll go ahead and play our Mixture. We tap down the Brohim. We Silhouette a Brohim now. So we did what you wanted, we just did it in a roundabout way. Put that back on top of your library. to get rid of your blocker. And we could have done this a number of different ways, but our opponent's hellbent, so we don't have to think too much about it. We'll get our Walking Ballista for lethal. New Perspectives is a pretty strong deck, especially early in formats. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Good luck with your boxes, Rob. I expect to know how you went with them. And then we're going to attack for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then we have 5 counters, so that is the game. I'm actually going to send you a quick message, Rob. Sorry, guys. I got to send Rob a quick message. Black White Knights top 8'd? That is sweet. Yeah, wait. Rob has never typed a sentence like that in his life. Wait. Anyway, so back to what we're doing. So our opponent looked like he was kind of a tokenish strategy. So I actually think I want Fumigates versus him. I don't know if that's right. Go ahead and dump these. He didn't really show me anything else. Kind of want this, but he didn't show me anything else. I think we're just going to run with this. I'm not going to sideboard the second one of those in, but I may for the next game. They're a New Perspectives deck, though, right? Or, sorry, they showed us Hidden Stockpile, I guess. So let's bring these in as well. What is bad versus that style of deck? Those aren't great. We'll go ahead and get rid of that. Dump this as well. Alright. What are we looking at? Go back to the chat. Local Dope, for any of your common or uncommon needs, I suggest you shop at the House of Commerce. Play this build or close to it last Friday Night Magic. I really wanted the control list. That's where my heart is. Well, if you guys really want a control list, let me try to pull up a website real quick for you. Gosh, where does this guy write from? I don't want to take credit for the list, so I don't want to just link the list. I want to link his article. So I apologize if this is taking me for just a second. He plays, I think he writes for Mana Deprived, but I want to double check on that. Yeah, he writes for Mana Deprived. His name, he's got a really nice control list in here, and Autumn Lily top 8'd today with it. But yeah, give him a shout out if you really want to look at the control list. Or not a shout out. Well, you can shout him out too. He talks on Twitter all the time. But yeah, you know what I'm trying to say. I have all of them, Local Dope. I opened a case today. That deck would look like this. Let's pop it up while we're having conversations. By the way, does anybody notice that I'm just like kind of ignoring the game, talking to you guys, and still up a minute? Oh gosh, that's the good night. That night beat the crap out of me in draft last night. Mike beat my face in with it. I had never read the card before last night, and then Mike put it down, and I was just like, ugh. Those Knight of Graces and Knight of Malices and stuff like that are just extremely cool. Alright, we have enough lands now that I'm going to cycle this farmlands. Somebody on my Twitter told me I need to speed up and play, but I probably should. Don't you dare play Montu, friendo. Friendo, don't you play Doomfall. Alright. So he's either going to take Lyra or our history lesson, depending upon his hand. Spoiler, guys, he's going to take one of the only 2 cards in my hand, depending on what's in his hand. And they let me talk to people. They let me have conversations. Conversationist extraordinaire right here, everybody. Alright, history lesson online. It's not protection from colors, it's protection from the removal. They can still chunk, or they can still block with, like, bigger dudes and stuff. Like Broheems. But, the first strike on them's sweet. Like, last night in the draft, I had a couple of the first strike dude, and I had that big +3/+0 equipment that, like, gives vigilance from trample or whatever. Vigilance and something. I don't remember exactly what it does, but yeah, I had that big thing. And oh boy, was it good. Don't care what opponent has here. Will not use this commit on anything to like save the night or the history. To battle. Dong, I don't have a webcam and stuff. I can't do it on stream. Also, my mother likes to open with me, and I think she would be... My mommy really likes to open packs. Yes, that's right. I said my mommy likes to open packs. So, I think she'd feel self-conscious being on stream and things like that. But, exclamation mark deck list turn. By the way, we played a blue-red deck the other day, and you were not here to watch. What else was I going to say? Oh, yeah, but, also, the case I opened was Russian. I don't know what all the cards do, so it might be kind of boring to watch me and just like look for the mythics and the recognizable cards. Like, what is this? I don't know. Bruh. Why are you killing my... Why are you vicious offering main phase? That was a weird time to vicious offering. You would have saw me out of this case. I opened a... Hey Max, what's up my friend? We opened a Russian foil Still Leaf Champion and 2 Russian foil... let me see what the card's called. Zaphids, maybe? Is that the new Jin? Yeah, Zaphids. So... so, 3 of the foil rares we hit were things that they gave us better looking versions of at the release draft / game day. She has a Magic collection now. Nice. Need to let her play with Mark's kid. Mark's kid's getting into Pokemon. They got him the little bro a box of Pokemon cards Friday. Man, I love. They just look. I get them for the same value. Some of them are worth more, and they just look nicer. It is a little annoying, probably, to play against me at a Friday Night Magic or something, though. Because, like, newer players are like, what that? And then, like, they have to believe me, or we have to, like, get them text or whatever. I got a good story about Locodope here. He got paired versus, I think it was a Korean Nezahal? In the top 8 of a PPTQ? And it blew his little mind. It blew his little mind. Huh? You gotta teach. You gotta teach, Bubby. So, like, we told him to read it, and we told him it was important, which was something that we shouldn't have been saying probably in a PPTQ top 8 to begin with. Well, he finally takes it, he glances at it, and then he just starts like going off. This is kind of interesting. I think this resolves because, honestly, we're just going to cast Lyra and kill it. It's annoying playing against me. Mark, you beat my face in Friday. How can it be that annoying? I stood no chance versus the Markster. Are you going to attack with your 3/4 and get wrecked? You are not. Alright, so we're going to flash in a Lyra. One thing that we do have to keep in mind here is our opponent has already showed us Our opponent has already showed us that they have Dusk and Dawn in their deck. I didn't tick up to Fairy before I attacked because I'm afraid of him having Revolt or something. I wanted a few more options. Hey, Dragon. I don't really want to go to face because, like I said, he's already showed us that he has sweepers in his deck, and we didn't have the counterspell at the time for the sweeper. So I wanted to get it off the table in case he had a sweeper and like a cast out or something for the Spyglass. Actually, I'm not even going to cast. I'm not even going to use it on Liliana, I don't think. So there's a sweeper that I've been trying to play around. I guess we'll say Liliana then. Wait, that's not where you type that at all. That's not where you type that at all, friends. It's Death Magistry, I guess. We're just guessing at this point. And blue-white's popular. There was enough pros that said they liked the deck, so it's a thing. But like, we didn't have this counterspell, and I didn't want him just to untap and cast his Dustin on and like set us back. That was the reason I chose that particular line. Max A. Hey, Spart up here. Putin's puppet confirmed by American. In fairness, it's not Russian cards. I'm buying from WotC, and they're printed in Belgium. But that's all beside the point. Alright. Well, gotta win one out of the next two to acquire the pity chest. Hey, I added one card to the sideboard. This is clearly my entire idea. Like, I built this deck. Don't give any of the credit to Jessup or anybody else. I changed one of the 75 cards. They're not dong. They're typically more expensive, but where we buy the boxes, they're the same price. You just can't always get them. So they're cooler and the same price. 3-2, baby! We can do it! Let's get that Buttons trophy. I don't mean that to be an insult to Buttons. That, again, is what he said, not us. Alright, we'll keep this hand. We need a second blue source. Autumn Lily has added a Meandering, and Dave have both added Meandering Rivers to this deck. And, like, maybe there's an argument that we should as well. I'm not sure. But, like, the mana can be kind of weird, because sometimes you want 2 blue on 2 and, like, 2 white on 3, and it's, like, a little difficult. Interesting. JK, not difficult. Innovation. So, this is very likely a mirror match if they have Walking Ballista in. I don't actually know how to sideboard and or play this match. Feel like how you sideboard this match is super based on how they sideboard this match. And, is he going to waste a counterspell on a Merfolk Trickster? That doesn't sound like something the brother wants to do. If he wastes a Syncopate or something on Merfolk Trickster, it's just a win for us. Like, that's a solid win. Alright, so we can play this now. I'm actually not going to attack because I don't want to get sealed away while we have Wizards Resort up. Yeah, some Russian foils can be crazy expensive. Like, insane and expensive. Others, not so much. Alright, I will attack now. We have another Merfolk Trickster, so this getting Seal Wades is not that important anymore. And if he Seal Wades it or whatever, it gives us an opportunity to try to resolve our Karn. If he plays a Shillelagh or something... Oh, that's a Glimmer? Alright. Glimmer on. Glimmer on, brother. I mean, possibly plus EV, but it's unlikely like everything else. Like, you still have to just hit those major cards, you know? I don't know if I should counterspell this. But it is a better chance. I'm hoping he counterspells back and that we can resolve the Scion or something. That's the goal here, but who knows? Because we need some quality of cards at this point. That was a mistake, by the way. I should have ticked the Karn up before I played the land. Because if he gives me a land, then I would want to play the land and give him less information. Probably putting that Wizard's Retort in my hand next turn, assuming he doesn't have a cast out. He has a cast out that changes immensely. If he's playing the same deck we are, I don't know if they can actually afford colorless sources of lands, which is one of the biggest downfalls to the deck in my opinion. Alright, well we don't care about that at all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, we're not going to put the counterspell in our hand this turn, I guess. It's going to give us an island. We're going to play the island. Actually, just going to hardcast this pre-combat. Because if he counterspells it, that means we can attack with the Trickster and not worry about Wrath. If he doesn't counterspell it, we probably won't attack with the Trickster. Well, I'm sure everything that I've ever said is like getting recorded anyway. I made a small error this turn, by the way. I should have probably tapped an irrigated farmlands in case he used his Field of Runes during the upkeep. Alright, I'm going to seal away that brother too. So we have no answer for this search in the entire deck, which could be a huge problem, as they say. Alright, up you go. At some point, I assume we're going to draw something. Maybe I should just like down tick Karn down. Ooh. Yeah, winners all around. Pretty happy with either one of those I get. Which either one of those gets, I'm probably casting at main phase. Actually, I'm not going to cast it main phase. I'm going to cast it during his upkeep. Your landline, Rob. Love it. This game's actually kind of cool. We are not doing well card wise, but it's whatever. See, we saw 22 cards so far. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 of them been lands? That's not too bad then. Just over half. Guess we'll tick this up. And we're going to get a plains this turn. Just over half. I'd say we're in bad shape now. We may start down-ticking Karn, depending on what we see from that Azcanta. A Nagute. Probably not down-ticking Karn. I don't think I care about any of... Yeah, I may just start down-ticking Karn every turn for artifacts. Interesting. Alright, we'll take our Wizard's Retort then. Hey, sneaky Jiggly. Don't you dare kill this dude. It's your own wrath. That's fine. Do you want to block? Acceptable. And he's going to let us give him a history lesson here because his negate doesn't win this war. And we are fine with just playing history lessons for the next several turns. Obviously that changes if he gets like a Lyra or something. Let's just attack to start the turn. See if he gets a Wrath. Try to give him another history lesson here. So this presents lethal next turn, but we're already presenting lethal next turn. Since we're already presenting lethal next turn, there's just no way I'm going to try to counterspell war for that. Now this deck doesn't play well from behind. I don't know who's been ahead most of this game though. So he hit a Teferi, which is something that we will have to try to protect with our Wizard's Retort, or defend against. So if he has another negate, that's problematic, but we would be able to kill Teferi in that situation. Sweet. Yeah, sweet. So basically our land advantage really helped us out this game. It feels like he was pre-boarded for the mirror. A lot of the things that he cast on us, like the negates and stuff, and the glimmer, are things that like I feel would be in a typical sideboard for this match. So what could he have? He could have Teferi, which this is very good versus. We also have Teferi, which is an issue. He's got Search for Azcanta that we've already saw. We have no answer to Search for Azcanta in our entire deck. I think looking at people's hands is relevant. I don't think we want these sweepers. I don't think we want these. Forsake, I don't think I care about killing. Maybe I do. And I feel like I want all of these. So what don't we want? I don't think Settle's good enough. I think these decks win by miles, not inches. And they have such the ability to play around so many things. Walking Bliss is probably not great here. So what's the worst two cards in our deck then? One can make the argument that Silhouette is a bad card, but Silhouette plus Merfolk's Trickster are really good together. Plus Silhouette get ahead. Maybe Commit in this match. But it's just another counterspell. I don't want to get rid of Commit. Wrath, all the flash threats are actually insanely good here as well. I do not know what to sideboard out. Hey, Brian, thank you so much, my friend. Highly appreciate the resub. Wow, 7 months in a row. That's ridiculous. For anybody who doesn't know, Taravon, under this same name, also posts tons of content on YouTube, and I highly suggest you go check him out. He just opened 100 packs of Dominaria that he recorded for MTG. Does a pretty wide selection of games and stuff too, and he's really well spoken. Couldn't recommend his channel more. I have no idea what to sideboard out here. Like, I'm just looking at this hand like, derp. I guess I'm going to take a Trickster and a Silhouette out. Because I don't know any better. Oh, nice, nice. I didn't know you were coming to Twitch. That's really sweet. Our one loss so far has been to red-black aggro from an extremely good player. Well, we have to mulligan that. I don't even know why I'm sitting here pausing. I guess I keep this. Hand's not great, but I'll keep the counterspell too. But these decks are kind of slow, so like, if he doesn't get a history on 3, like, we're probably in okay shape with a hand like this. If he has a history on 3, we're just going to have a problem. Because a history on 3 could just kill us. Search for Azcanta is what I consider the best card in these matches, and we don't even have access to it with our build of the deck. His decks don't play well from behind, and we're already behind, and this card's super powerful. You think we should take out Forsake? That's interesting. It's good versus history, it's good versus seal, and at worst case it cycles, so I thought that it was worth it, but maybe you're just right. Maybe it's not good enough. You could very well be right, David. He's not milling cards right now, which is kinda scary, friendo. No Raph, so I guess that's good. Rolf? I'm gonna call him Ralphie. Yeah, that 3/3 is now named Ralphie. Oh, people are going to complain on YouTube about me saying that. They do not like it when I mispronounce things. Though several of them do like the accent. They call me like Hank Hill or Mr. Garrison or whatever. But, yeah. I'm just calling that guy Ralphie from now on. Giving cards nicknames is the best. Just letting you know. So normally I feel like that Search for Azcanta would be burying us the crap out of us, but he's literally, you know, going 4 turns and not dumped 1 card. Alright, so we're going to get to play a Trickster this turn and start the beatdowns. What is that, a Glimmer? Glimmer's too good. Yeah, Glimmer's just too good. Boom. If he counterspells back, I think I'll actually counterspell back again. Yeah, I think I'm actually going to counterspell back again. I'm pretty worried about this Glimmer right now. Maybe that's bad. Maybe I needed a counterspell to get one of his other negates in case he plays Teferi. Yeah, that was a play mistake. That was a terrible play. I shouldn't have made that play. That's a game-losing play, probably. Oh, alright. Well, we don't care about that card at all, so... Worked out. Alright. Play mistake. Play mistake rewarded. I typically don't. It's just I feel really far behind with the search was the main reason that I wasn't. I'm not going to attack because I don't want Silhouette to hit my Trickster. I want at least a counterspell for next turn. Hey, Buttons. Wow, 53 people. Massive host from my Rakdos brother. Hope everything went well for you on your stream today. I saw you playing the PPTQ earlier. Chopping them up. I love that deck, by the way. That 4/5, I'd never read it prior to your stream. And it was beyond sweet. Alright, so I guess that's fine. I don't think we were going to try to mill him out anyway. There's only 2 rivulets in our deck. I'm not actually sure why I have a rivulet in my deck. Alright, so now we start to play the waiting game. Fine with attacking here. Don't care if it gets Seal Wade anymore, and if he plays a Wrath, I will probably kill it. Thanks, man. Have a good evening, bub. Alright, so something to keep in mind, you can't untap tapped permanents, so always, with that trigger on the stack, at least tap 2 of your brothers. And in this case, I'm actually going to go ahead and tap them again and play the Wrath to get full advantage of the mana. It lets me leave both of my counter spells up. I say peace, but I'll be snarking. Fair enough. Wait. Oh, yeah. But I don't care if he gets the Lyra back. That's fair. That's a good point, Soapy. I just wasn't thinking well enough because I don't care if he gets Lyra back. Like, he can have all the Lyra he wants at this point. Like, we are playing a different game than that now. A different game. He didn't tap any mana, so I don't have to bother doing anything here. I think me and our opponent have different plans right now. I plan on just attacking a bunch, and if that doesn't work, killing him with the fairy. So if his plan is casting 5 mana angels, he and I are not playing the same game at all. Oh, that's fair. That is fair. It is decent versus approach decks. So we know the cards in his hand. One of them is a Lyra at this point, I think. Yeah, that increases my clock enough that I'll spend a counterspell on it. I don't think I'd spend 2. But I'm definitely down to spend 1. I may spend 2. Hey, Blitz. Hope you're having a good morning. Well, evening, or whatever you want to call it at this point. So he's taking a pretty long pause here, which makes me think he has a counterspell, and he's just trying to decide whether it's worth it. Oh, it got shuffled by the field, and I wasn't paying... Good call, Gray Fox. I'm just not paying enough attention. Good call. Good call. So we know neither of the cards in his hand, then. Alright, so without knowing neither of the cards, there's 0 chance that I re-counterspell. Syncopate for 4. Actually, I am just going to re-counterspell then. Pick it up. Don't want to untap his lands here and let him like use a seal away or something to impulse. So I'd rather just do this. Try to figure out what he has after that. If he plays a Lyra or something, I can just Teferi bounce it at this point. Use our commit to try to stop something like a... I don't know. Something like Settled Wreckage? Yeah, Settled Wreckage is a card. It's a magic card. Commit. That's 2 cards down. Alright, we're fine with that. Let's save our commit for his, like, settle if he has it. If he doesn't have it, we're putting him at 1. So he did that during my upkeep. I could just draw it back, right? That's 2 cards down. When did he do it exactly? Where did I draw my card at? I think he done that poorly. I think I could literally draw it and just play it right now, but I wouldn't have mana open to cast a commit, so I'm not going to do that. Just going to leave him at 1 and save the cards we have. That's fine. You can have that as well. Worried about what you draw, not what you have. He put top. That could be a problem. I don't know what card would be a problem here at all, though. Let's start with Cycle. So I was right. He did do it in a bad order. Matthew Hoax with the auto host, or Matthew Folks. He's at a Grand Prix right now. They made day 2 at the minimum. I'm not going to attack with everything. Hey, thank you for the 10 biddies there, Mr. Dung. I'm going to attack with the 2 knights because if we play Settle, we don't have to use a counterspell. And not using a counterspell feels kind of great here. No, I'm not going to counterspell back and then like give him a counterspell that could potentially win the game. We're just way too far ahead. Because he would have to use his counterspell to try to prevent this at the moment, which is something we're going to try to protect. He's got an extra counterspell, now that could be a problem. So he doesn't get to use Ascanta this turn, which is nice. What do we got here? TS Pin. A couple times at the PPDQ. The toughest matches so far for me have been the red aggressive decks and the mono green aggressive decks, because between Blossoming Defense and a Quick Clock and then Heroic Intervention, I have a hard time playing from behind. The same thing with the red decks, except add planeswalkers that are really tough for me to deal with. Just super hard time playing from behind so far. Alright. So we got there. Well, I don't think it's surprisingly weak to aggro. Just when you look at it on paper, it looks weak to aggro to me. Alright, so we've acquired our pity chest. The match we've lost so far tonight has been versus red-black. Teferi's just proving why he's a great card. Somebody locally needs to trade me a Teferi on the ASAPs. On the ASAPs, baby. I'm on red black aggro, which felt yeah, it does feel pretty good. I think Jerry said he was still on it. I think you definitely want the cards that are grind cards. Like this deck can grind pretty well, but you also it's like you said, it's like a really interesting mix. So our opponent is double queuing right now. This hand's pretty good. It's one of the better hands we've had tonight. Uh-oh. This can be a hard match. Llanowar Elf can get out of control very quickly. I am running 4 we are running 4 Ralphie in this build. But yeah, we're rocking the 4 Ralphie. 4 heart, that's cool. Yeah, that is true. You can't cast out it or seal away it. Nice, nice. That's pretty nice. I hadn't thought about that. So hopefully our opponent doesn't have a blossoming defense and that this seal away can do the dirty. Currently 3-1 Glorybringer. We lost to a deck that had Glorybringers in it. So you in fact beat me, Glorybringer. How dare you? He could be afraid to attack, which would be kind of cute. So he's at 5, 6. He's at 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. He's at 10 already for Galta. Whew. Sure. He's at 10 already for Galta. That's what I'm thinking about right now. I think that's the better play. There's like some chance he saves it with a blossoming defense, but I don't think it's particularly likely. But just preventing 5 damage would be great, and I don't want to take like 7 damage this turn. I think there's almost no chance that he just stops that play from happening. Hopefully he taps that elf for something. Alright, he did not tap that elf for anything, so. Please resolve Silhouette. We need you now more than ever. Nice. Hey, Delicious Jones, thank you for the follow. What do you taste like since you're so delicious? Don't think I'm going to block this turn, but see, that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So you can Galta on the following turn pretty easily. He's at 11 now, so he just needs a land to Galta or a blossoming defense to Galta. Pizza sounds good. I hope you have mushrooms on you then. Because mushrooms are my little homies. That card's kind of good. Does that change how I want to play this turn? Like, keeps him off Galta longer, but like we probably need this to do more than that. I think I'm just going to attack. And by attack, I mean... yeah, I think I'm just going to attack. Offer him to trade, which I don't think he'll take. I think I'm just going to play Raffy. That, you are correct. Me and Delicious enjoy the same pizza. So he can just Galta now, and there's nothing we can do about a Galta brother. Wah, 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 wah. I mean, we have a settled wreckage, but... alright. Well, I'm just going to cast Ralphie. See what he'll play around next turn. Maybe he'll play around enough to make it worth it. We have to settle if he just attacks with Galta no matter what, though. Because Blossoming Defense would just kill us. Mushrooms are my little homies. I hate you guys because I love you guys. If he just attacks with Galta, I may just block with the Trickster. That would be terrible, just to block with Trickster, wouldn't it? Feels like that would be terrible. But it might let me sneak in a Voice of Plenty. Which could help us win the game, especially if we untap and draw a land. Actually, that probably would win the game. Yeah, I think that's actually the plan here. It's a beautiful day in the Galta Hood, a beautiful day in the Galta Hood. This thing is coming. What did we say we were going to call Galta from now on? I forgot. I think I was calling him Sir Chomps. Just Sir Chomps a lot. Nom 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 nom. Gonna eat me some Searsus. That's what the elder dinos do. People are just listening to me be a total idiot. Oh god, yeah, that deck is fast. I was hoping Chain Whirlers will hold that deck back a little bit, but I don't know if they're going to. It's the dream. Just realized there's like 120 people in here listening to me sing and act a fool. I'm going to behave and act reasonable. But since there's 120 of you in here and our opponent's taking a long time, let's advertise. If you guys like what you're watching, keep in mind that I stream 365 days out of the year. I stream almost entirely standard. And, it's sweet. Oh gosh. Opponent does not respect this masses. But if you like what you're seeing, toss us a follow like TSYP Ken just did. Highly appreciate the follow, TSY. And if you really like what you're watching, remember you can click the links below the stream to follow my Twitter where you see every time I go live, every deck list I play. And I usually let people even vote on what deck lists we play. And my YouTube where you can find all of our past broadcasts in unedited forms. If you're already watching from the YouTube, keep in mind that following on YouTube is great. I need to get to 1K people on YouTube ASAP. We're at like 670-ish right now or whatever. And if you're watching from the YouTube, in the description from every video, there's links to Twitch, Twitter, and the deck list we're currently playing. Hey, Bald Bull, thank you so... What the hell just happened? About 1 million people just followed. Thank you, Bald Bull, so much for the sub. Highly appreciate it, man. That is very, very sweet. And thank you, Bubbles. Alright, I'm going to say this, but I probably shouldn't. Thank you, Dick Stinkley, for the follow. And also thank you, Nil. And Adjador? I can't pronounce your name. I'm going to say Adjador. If you do glory, my app does not even show it, so I will not see. I cannot believe the opponent made that attack, by the way. The old can't beat settle, screw it attack. I completely agree. Alright, anyway, sorry about that. I've just talked for like 3 minutes and not even considered sideboarding here. Alright, so I definitely like Fumigates in this match. I actually think that I like Forsake the Worldlies. Worst case scenario, we can cycle them, but a lot of these green decks play enough Effort Spear Harvesters and enough Heart of Kirin's that these can actually be super problematic. Cards that I typically don't like in this match, I don't think Teferi's particularly good. I don't think Karn's particularly good. It's just too hard for us to protect either of them. They typically don't have a lot of spot removal, but I've been seeing enough plummets in these decks that I believe that I want Shillelagh or the Voice of Plenty to try to protect Lila, because Lila can just win these games. I think I'm going to take Walking Ballistas out on the draw, because they can already play their Still Leaf Champions and stuff on turn 3 if because we only have 1 mana on our turn 2. But I'll probably bring these back in on the play. So we're going to try this. And we got some more follows. Thank you, Rushpaw, Cretan, Rez, Brian, XL Bowlers, WLM, DNLP, and Dintastic. Thank you guys for the follow as well. Highly appreciate it. Hey, Yoda, welcome. My name is just short for Richard. Alright, I'll buy it. Short for Richard, I'm in. This is a great name. I was a little hesitant to say it on stream because, like, I don't know, I thought people would make fun of me. Oh god, Bald Bull bringing out the politics. Hype. That's 3 Sillaways. They might do something this match. Yeah, we got a big time host from our main man Buttonarino. It was pretty sweet. I think I'm just gonna take this 2 damage. I'm not gonna let him get us with a blossoming defense. Matthew host sent you here. He's not even online. He's not been online for days. Hey, Captain. Oh, that little dude's so cute. Oh God, Bubbles with the Twitch Prime too, and Royce for the follow. Big Royce. Thank you so much. Can't keep up with it. Too many people. How does Matt do this? Hey, Alex. What up, my friend? Everything's going well. Hope everything is for you too. And the tacos. I did not teach folks how to get Tinder babes. I wish he'd teach me. I'm gonna just go ahead and counterspell that. Because I just don't want him getting any pressure at all. JK. Had pressure anyway. At least the one that he has now takes a large amount of mana to make function. Sure. Yeah, this place is definitely pumping today, Gonzo. Well, that's unfortunate. The deck's pretty good today. How'd you do in the PTQ? And how do you like it? Have you made any sweet changes to it? Just tells him you're the trophy leader. I'll never be the trophy leader as long as I live, but alright. Please no Big Mama Jama. Alright. Nice. Things are coming up Millhouse for us. How many silhouettes can we play before our opponent scoops? Opponent still has 3 cards in hand. That's discouraging. I will block this thing so hard that you can't even count that high. That's right. I said words that don't go right together. Getting his defeat in the side? That's pretty good in the mirror, I bet. He didn't have Blossoming Defense last turn, so I'm not going to worry about it this turn. If he has Prey Upon or Plummet, he just gets us there. We're not that worried about it. Eek! Eek has been called. Alright, so we now need to try just to survive. So we're going to go ahead and throw Brohim on that. We're going to bash for 3 and hope we're not dead. I said eek. Yep. So we need a Fumigate or we need a Settle, and we need them on the quick. You know what this card isn't? It isn't a Fumigate or a Settle. I thought we had this game. I'm from Eastern Kentucky, Richard. Hey, Al Hoots. Thank you for the follow as well. Maybe our opponent will play around something that's not in our hand. That would be sweet. Like, just attack with that resilient Kenra. I dare you. Give us a chance to draw out of this. Ooh. So no chance. That's what we got. Opponent no longer can even mess this up. Alright, well, we're going to have to find a Lyra next game. Or a Sweeper. And we're going to have to find it pretty early. Guess what? We're dead. They'll go a long way. So good at accent work. Yeah, I'm definitely a hillbilly. I think Gift's actually really good right now. I'm surprised it's getting so underplayed. Alright, so I think I want the Walking Ballistas back now. The Walking Ballistas are good versus all of the like Merfolk thingies and early Land of Werewolves to like try to make them play a fair game. Don't know what I want to cut. I don't really want to cut the Gearhulks because the Gearhulk's so good with Settle. Maybe I'm supposed to just cut these Forsake the Worldlies. In 2 games we've not saw an artifact yet. So it could just be something like this. In 2 games we've not saw. That's not too far from Roanoke, Virginia. That's about 3.5 hours. I will not be going to SCG Con. I have my RPTQ the same weekend, unfortunately. Gotta go try to spike that invite, even though probably won't. Dynastasius. Dynastasius? Did I get it right? Stupid coming out of my accent. Yeah, Carnage Tyrant confirmed magic card. Mono Red Gift's interesting. I gotta play that someday on stream. I've not played it yet. Like, I feel like I like the blue cards, but like having win conditions that don't involve the graveyard is pretty interesting to me. There are a lot of bourbon and stuff in this general area. Are you not on? Did you not get on a RBTQ team local? All right, we'll keep this hand, but it's not great. We're gonna have to find something here. Yeah, I live like. All right, so this is one of the reasons that we put the Walking Ballista back in the deck. Do not know if it's good enough, but this is the thought process behind this. Yeah, fair enough. Rowdy Crew is one of the Candio spec targets. Alright, so he does have these, and I'm probably wrong for not having them. That's fair enough. I just assumed you would be. Maybe I'm cray. Boat that bird. Oh, yeah. What is this thing? Eek. Alright. There's problems in our neighborhood. Which one of these cards do I care most about? I guess I care most about this one. So, boom. Ugh. Ugh. Ugh has been called. Alright, so we need to draw a land for this Dawnbringer, and this Dawnbringer be amazing. Oh god, more follows. Hey, KU Cosmic, thank you so much for the follow. Alright, so this would be swell if our opponent doesn't hit a spell here, but rip. And by rip, our opponent did not hit a spell. So that's kind of cool. I think I'm going to go ahead and use this, because if things go right, we'll be tapped out the next couple turns, and he can't save it this turn with a Blossoming Defense, which is the big reason I like doing this. Land, land, land. You, my friend, are not a land. You, my friend, are not the land. You, my friend, are not the land. Alright then. I guess we're just going to pass and leave up our counterspell. I saw somebody with red gearhooks, and their name is Ink Moth Jester on Twitch, and I thought their listing pretty interesting. So he doesn't have another card yet. I guess I'm just going to play the Trickster then. So does he just have like a bunch of Carnage Tyrants? I guess we could have flashed in and blocked, but I was afraid he'd play something post-combat. Hey guys, this isn't going very well. We need a land. We need a land, and we need it quick. So there's the 6 land. So this is probably Carnage or something. I will snap block Jade Light Ranger if given the option. Our Merfolk Trickster doesn't get better in this anymore than what it is. Alright, well, we really need... I'm actually going to counterspell that. For the simple fact that I'm afraid of it. Alright, you can do it, deck. One time. One time. That's not it. Alright, it's something that can block this, though, and provide us 5 damage of Savior. But that's about all it does. I flashed into Trickster, that way in case we hit the land we had access to the Benelish, plus being able to use the resort. Also, we only have 2 blues total, and we had 2 pretty expensive cards. This is kind of interesting. I don't know what he's representing with this, but I'm willing to trade them both. I need to keep my life total as high as I can, that way in case he has a Carnage Tyrant that maybe Lyra can win the game. And if I take any damage right now, Lyra won't survive us through a Carnage. But yeah, we're running pretty poorly here. And he's probably going to have some kind of like fight card, like a Prey Upon or an Ambuscade or just something that like ruins this plan as well, even if we do get to Lyra. And if we don't get to Lyra, the game's just over. Well, that's not true. We could have hit like a Settled Wreckage, but I assume he's going to have a way to fight this and the game will be over. But we could be wrong. Maybe he doesn't. Maybe he just has another Blossoming Defense and puts us in a bad chump spot. Alright, well, that's good for us at least. So he got a Resilient Kenra that he can throw in his graveyard, which is bad for me. And a Ronus, which is brutal. We're not dead, though. Take care, Bub. Thank you so much for stopping by. So if he's attacking like this, he's got a Blossoming Defense 100%. So Blossoming Defense 100%. I don't think we can throw away Lyra and still win. He's got a Ronus on top of his deck, which is going to give something trample at the minimum, while still having access to Blossoming Defense. So if we take this, we go down to 4. Next turn, assuming we draw our land and we can Gear Hulk, Counterspell, Ronus. He attacks with everything. We block. We take 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we're alive, technically. I think I'm just taking 5. Because we may not have to next turn. Next turn, if we draw a land, for example, we can block with Torrential Gear Hulk. Or if we draw, sorry, not a Fumigate, or a... We can just... The only way that we have to make this block next turn, or we could draw a Counterspell. I mean, there's a lot of things that makes it better next turn, and I don't think our opponent would bluff. The Monument versions are pretty cool too. I don't think our opponent would bluff. I'm just taking 5. If he's got double Blossoming Defense, the game's over. But we're in a pretty bad spot here. We need an untapped land or a settle to even have a chance. I think. Well, there's the untapped land. If he's got a Naturalize, we're still dead. Is that right? Yeah, if he's got a Naturalize, we're still dead. And he could have a Naturalize. He's clearly got cards in hand that do something. And one of them is a Blossoming Defense, we think. So this is our gambit. We have a chance here. As long as he doesn't have a naturalize or something, I think we have a reasonable chance. Would really like to see him play Daronis pre-combat, though. Him resolving that Ronus would be very bad for us. I mean, that's all just obvious, I guess. So he has to be thinking about what we have now. If he just attacks with one creature, I don't even think I block. I don't think he has 2 lands. I don't think he would have bluffed last turn. I think one of these cards is definitely a Blossoming Defense. I'll be shocked if it's not a Blossoming Defense. I'm just gonna counterspell Daronis. I want it going forever. I don't want to shuffle 6 cards away because if he doesn't have a naturalize, I feel like I'm ahead now. So he had the effect. GG. Like I said, if he had that, we can't win, and we knew we couldn't win. But there was nothing we could do, I guess. We could have not attacked, right? Maybe we should have not attacked. Where'd that game go? So if we don't attack, we are at 4. And then if he makes this exact same play, we can block this. It would first strike back to 9. Maybe attacking is where we messed up here. Maybe we're just not supposed to attack. If we don't attack, though, he can get in a spot to where he just goes wide enough to beat us. Maybe he can't go wide enough to beat us. We get one of these next turn, which blocks one of those. Yeah, this attack might have been very bad. I was thinking about trying to get the game over with, though, because, like, he has so many good draws that we have problems to beat. We would struggle to beat a like Carnage Tyrant and Galta and stuff like that. And if he doesn't have a disenchant type effect, like we can end the game in just 3 turns. I don't know how long we can try to force the game. But he had a ton of outs, but like all we really have at this point is sweepers, and our sweeper pulls our Lyra up. So like, do we win a game, or we just play longer? Like say this game goes on 6 more turns, do we win? I doubt I would have ever put him on Naturalize because I don't think Naturalizes are good in the deck, but like maybe that's right. But I don't think that changes a whole lot. Even if he just waits till the end of our turn and plays Naturalize, I wouldn't have used my counterspell on it. And he would have just got 2 more damage in with the Jade Light. So there's like no chance that I use that counterspell to save a seal away, I don't think. I don't know, maybe there is. There probably is. Both games we lost, we drew 0 of our 5 rafts, but that's a different story. Anyway. Let's open the chest since somebody asked for me to. Boom. Is our chest any good? Our chest is got a kind of cool card, but it's not very good. Ship us your list, Near Death. So if we were going to run this back, is there any changes we would make? Or would we just run it back? I kind of feel like I just want to run it back. The Karn was impressive, but I don't know if it was too bad. By the way, anybody talking on YouTube or listening on YouTube, like, I'm just talking to the stream at this point. Doesn't help. You don't have to go through any effort. I believe that I am going to run this deck in another league. I'm in the mood for Magic. The only match I play is play better. Fair enough. Fair enough. Can't complain. All right, I'm definitely going to run another league. It very well could be. We did get to play this as Counterspell enough times to think it's cute though. I've not saw his list, so I can't play a list that I've not saw. I don't think he posted it on Twitter, did he? I didn't notice it earlier. I would definitely play something like his had we not played it. Two Supreme Wills over to two Retorts. This is better on the mana. If I make a cut like that, though, I have to make completely new pictures and stuff. Yeah, I know DeCandio played it, I've just not saw his list. My mic is still cutting out? That is frustrating. We'll have to re-listen to the video later. Alright, I'm just going to run this 75 back. Sorry to disappoint, but I also have to restart my stream, which is even more disappointing. So, I'll be back in about 1 minute, everybody. I highly apologize.